Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be taking a look at the Samsung Galaxy S24, the newest member of the Galaxy S series that was launched in January 2024. So this phone costs £799 here in the UK. Start off by looking at what we get in the box. Box here, nice little simple picture of the phone on the front, Galaxy S24 on the side. Peel off the tabs, lift the lid. We've got the phone. Take these out of the box here. Paperwork. USB-C charging cable. SIM ejecting pin. Peel that off, and that's everything that we get. So we'll check out the design and build of the S24. Around the front, 6.2-inch screen, reasonably thin bezels. So we got Armor aluminium 2 frame around the whole phone. On the right side, we've got the lock button with the volume buttons. Then around the bottom, we've got the SIM tray, microphone, USB-C port, and a speaker. And it's a dual nano SIM tray. On the left side, we've got nothing. And on the top, we have two microphones there. We have the 12 megapixel front-facing camera with earpiece. And then around the back, the triple camera layout with flash. And then glass back as well with this kind of satin finish. And this is in the marble grey color. So moving on to display, the S24 has a 6.2-inch dynamic AMOLED 2x display running at 120Hz, 2600 nits peak brightness, and it's a 1080p panel and is covered in Corning Gorilla Glass for reasonable protection there. Jump into the display settings, have a quick look at different stuff here, adaptive brightness, things like that. You can control the refresh rate, and we obviously have always on display, which now lets you show wallpaper. But the screen is nice, bright, colors look good on here, always on display, looks good. We'll check out the viewing angles, and we get slight shift in color temperature, but that's the thing with OLED panels. Outside visibility is absolutely fine. The peak brightness at 2600 nits helps. 4K playback for YouTube, and colors what you would expect from Samsung's OLED panels. Nice popping colors, and the display is bright, sharp. Wideband level 1 on Netflix, so playback on this at full HD. HDR is supported as well. Watching Netflix or any of your streaming services is absolutely fine. And then we'll check out my third-party stylus just for the fun of it. So for speakers, we've got stereo speakers on here and the AKG tuned, so that's a bonus there with having Dolby Atmos support as well, so you can go in and fiddle around with those settings if you want to.
Not alone. A younger male wants this prime spot.
Fake adventure.
Speaking of, what are we going to tell Morty?
I don't know, but whatever it is, we're gonna need a couple more of these babies.
Describe again.
No, Abed. Describe those girls all you want. Yeah, in fact, what are you doing for lunch?
It's Wednesday. Sometimes I eat in Jeff's car.
It's too late. We need to destroy the stone now.
Vision, get your ass back on the table.
We will hold them off. What? More power, Robert!
We don't do that here. So how big of an assault should we expect?
Sir, I think you should expect quite a big assault.
So we'll have a quick look at benchmarks. 429 on Geekbench there. 3D Mark we had. So we'll just check out the call quality on here through the earpiece and then through the loudspeaker. Mic check to check the earpiece on the Samsung Galaxy A24. See what the earpiece sounds like. The loudspeaker on the phone whilst on the call. See what that sounds like. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Yeah, check it out. So for performance, we're working with Exynos 2400 and then the Eclipse 940 GPU, 8GB of RAM, 250GB of storage, Geekbench 6 scores here, scoring decently. Wildlife Extreme test, you can see that it was hitting around between 20 to 30 frames and dipping here and there. The temperature on the phone was quite warming up through the testing on benchmarking. PC Mark score there. But generally, for your less intensive tasks, you're not going to really notice much of a problem. Going to be able to use your apps. Occasionally I did notice a little jitter here and there, but nothing drastic. Apps load quick enough and using the interface is absolutely fine. Split screen, no problem there. So we'll jump into gaming, and the phone supposedly has a bigger vapor chamber, so that's going to help with overheating and stuff. But we'll have a quick look at PUBG. I'm going to put it up to Ultra HDR and then Ultra for frame rate. We'll give that a little play. Gaming on here was fine, running at 60 frames or around that, even though we saw on wildlife it was hitting around 30-40, but it looked smooth enough to me anyway. So it was quite enjoyable experience. Genshin Impact, I'm just going to bump up to the highest available. And again, nice and smooth. Everything looked good, graphics were nice. But I did notice after about half an hour, 45 minutes of playing, the phone was getting quite warm. Nothing like really hot, but still was warming up from the back, and the battery was draining faster than normal. So just something that you should take note of if you want to do prolonged gaming. And then Call of Duty, we have very high for the graphics and then max, but you can't obviously have them two together. And again, similar kind of experience. For your casual / just higher than that kind of gaming, you'll be fine, but anything too intensive or prolonged will cause the phone to start heating up, and obviously that's going to impact performance. There'll be some kind of thermal throttling going on. So for cameras, we've got the rear camera triple setup with 50 megapixel and a 10 megapixel and 12. So that's your ultra wide, your normal and your macro / depth cameras. And then around the front, we have a 12 megapixel camera. So just jumping into the settings, nice clean camera app. And we have additional settings here where you can do things like portrait video, night shots, slow motion. In your settings, loads of different stuff in here to be able to customize things. And I did notice there was a setting for higher bitrate videos, so that's good to see. And then you got HDR 10 plus videos as well if you wanted those. And this phone for video capability supports up to 8K, and that's at 30 frames per second. But 4K 60 is going to be the examples that I show. And then we've got the 3 different zoom options. Camera quality on the same setup using the Samsung Galaxy S24. See what the mic sound like. So this is recording at Ultra HD 60 frames per second. Focusing seems to be fine. Doing a camera test outside. Stabilization seems good. So for battery, we've got a 4000 milliamp hour battery, and Samsung claim you can get up to 29 hours of video playback, and it supports 25 watt wired charging. Samsung say that the phone can charge 50% in 30 minutes, so you get a full charge supposedly in an hour, and then 15 watt wireless charging and 4.5 watt reverse wireless. And then on my PC Mark battery test with the screen set to 75% and 25% speaker volume, I got 11 hours and 30 minutes. Looking around in the settings, we have things like battery protection, that's good to see. So you have basic, adaptive and maximum, and then you have fast charging capabilities or fast wireless charging. You can always do wireless power sharing if need be. For software, we're working with Android 14 with Samsung's One UI 6.1 on top of that. And then obviously we have Galaxy AI built into the S24 series. Samsung have promised 7 years of OS upgrades and security patches, so that's really good to see. But just generally, the UI is nice and clean. For some people, it might be too many customization options, but again, that's kind of subjective. But we have your usual stuff here, Samsung Dex. You have your lock screen, always on display settings, loads of different things. The control panel is decent. I like it. It's clean, looks good, easy to access different functions, and has a nice layout. And we have additional bits and bobs like this taskbar, which lets you jump into previous apps or split screen setups. So for the Galaxy AI, we have a bunch of new different features built into the phone. So we can see it's across the board phone, the Samsung keyboard, we've got interpreter stuff, voice recording transcript, and amongst other things. But we'll have a look at a few of the examples here. So circle to search, which I actually quite enjoyed, and it works very well. Anyway, on the phone, you just hold the navigation button and you can circle whatever's on the screen, and it'll throw up a bunch of information that you can use. In the gallery app for photo editing, you have loads of different things built in here. You can remove objects, and then generative AI will fill in gaps and stuff, and it worked quite well, I have to say. Done a reasonable job, you can see in this example, of filling in the space behind. And then there's other things like AI suggestions, so you can pick from different stuff. There's 24-hour time lapse and things like analyzing shadows, or will suggest different things to make the photo much better. So this one's enhancing the picture, and if we have a look, you get before and after, and you can see it's kind of bumped up the colors a little bit, got rid of a bit of noise, generally made the picture look a bit better than what it was. And then we also have this slow motion function, which was actually really cool to see in the phone. You can just record at any speed to start off with, and then pick if you wanted to actually slow footage down later on. Really nice feature. And then for voice recording transcript, any voice recording you have, hit transcribe, and it will literally transcribe in whichever languages you have set. So that's nice and helpful if you ever need transcribing done. And then we also have loads of stuff built into the Samsung keyboard. You can have writing styles where you can phrase different things you've said. You have built-in translation, so literally type in what you want and it will translate live for you. And then we also have summarize and things like that in the Samsung Notes app, so you can change formatting with the click of a button. Really helpful with longer and larger pieces of text. And then there was also Live Translate, which will translate a call live for you in any language that you pick. For biometrics, we have face recognition and a under-screen fingerprint reader, and both work as expected, nice and fast. Face unlock isn't probably the most secure, and I personally would stick with the fingerprint reader, but like I said, they both work absolutely fine. So in conclusion, the phone feels premium, which you would expect at the price point. The Galaxy AI features are definitely handy, so it'll cut a lot of work time down and can suggest really good things, and some of the features are really useful. And cameras on here, I was really impressed by it. I really did enjoy using the cameras, so I did thoroughly enjoy using this phone. But if you're looking for a phone that will get the job done, and this works quite good across the board, so good battery life, good performance, clean user interface. Thank you for watching the video, guys. If you want to see more tech videos, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and as always, take care, and I'll catch you in the next one.